So, Dienna Howard, thank you very much for being with us this evening.
Oh, thank you for having me.
I absolutely enjoyed your thoughts on this entire initiative. And one of the questions I wanted to ask you, just to summarize, is what's been your experience with street harassment?
Street harassment for me is out of control. I used to deal with it very frequently. Men hang out in the corner, who's short, who's sexy, who's baby, who's Nubian queen, or I don't respond to them the way they want. It's fuck you, bitch, you ain't shit, kiss my ass, and just all sorts of crazy stuff. Street harassment has caused me to be on guard. It's caused me to be a little more tense and aggressive in my reaction to people, and it's made me forget how to relax and just be free.
Mm-hmm. So let me ask you, what parts of DC have you found it to be at its absolute worst or is severely worsening when it comes to street harassment?
I've got a few. Georgetown, with the homeless men hanging out on the main intersection of M and Wisconsin, catcalling. The homeless men hanging out in front of the Starbucks around there, catcalling. The frat boys who walk about, the little packs of teenagers. Chinatown, same thing with the teenagers out and about. Columbia Heights is pretty bad with the harassment. We call it, parts of 14th Street, we call it the gauntlet, because you got men hanging out in different pockets, catcalling, shorty, sexy. In Northeast DC, where I used to live, like Brookline Metro was bad, Rhode Island Avenue Metro was pretty bad with harassment. Men would be hanging out around there up to no good, catcalling.
So there's no good part, basically. There's nowhere in DC where street harassment is limited, if not occurring at all, it sounds like.
Yeah, I moved to the suburbs and it's died down there. Mm-hmm. And the issue is there that I went from being in a community of people of color. Now in the suburbs where I'm one of the few people of color. So I went from being a moving target of harassment to being invisible, because most of these people here don't want to acknowledge people of color. They want to keep their own little enclaves. So I just wish there were a balance between just getting respectful attention. Hi, how are you doing? Interacting with my neighbors. It goes from one extreme of being harassed to the other extreme of being invisible, and I just want balance and respect. That's all I want.
Do you think this should be a particular interest for Black women?
You are watching Girls Talk TV with your host, Gigi.
Definitely. I feel that we need to rally together and speak out against harassment, because I feel that as a woman of color, our stories are not acknowledged as much as a white woman's. A white woman's story is the default story. Mm-hmm. And that anytime a woman of color shares a story, it doesn't only happen to Black women, it doesn't only happen to Asian women, yada, yada, yada. And what we need to do is just put our voices out there more, rally together, and let them know that we are not invisible and that we want to be heard.
So what do you think men can do?
Men can definitely step up more. If they see a woman being harassed, they can help that woman get out of a harassing situation if they feel safe enough. They can call the police. They can even, if they feel comfortable enough, engage the harasser, say, hey, bro, that's not cool. Leave her alone. She doesn't even bother with you. Because I feel that harassers don't listen to women. Harassers don't listen to women and think women are objects. But the harasser, sees another guy, oh yeah, we're bros, we're simpatico, So he's more apt to listen to the guy than he is to listen to a woman, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm. That is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
What do you think are some things that young girls can do who are living this situation right now, walking to school and being harassed, jogging down the street and being harassed on a daily basis? Where can they go and what can they do?
If young girls girls are being harassed, I really hope that they are telling someone they know, telling their parents, family members, a teacher, someone, find someone to listen to them. Because I've heard a lot of stories of girls who don't want to tell their stories, and they're so afraid, they're so frightened, they're blaming themselves. And that I hope that they're reaching out, they find a teacher, a guidance counselor, a parent, someone they can trust, and let them know, because they need to know that we care about them and we care about the stories, and that, you know, they don't have to be silent, they don't have to, you know, keep it hush hush. I've read stories of girls who have become women, and then 30 years later, they'll find the courage to tell their story. I don't want them to have to wait 30 years to tell their story. I want them to be able to tell their story now. And they can also go to Holly's website, Stop Street Harassment, and share their story there. They really feel comfortable. They want to be anonymous. I just want them to know that they can tell their story, not to be quiet about it.
Okay, well, I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk to whichever audience you want to right now. Of course, Girls Talk TV, we're geared towards women. However, we do have plenty of men who watch our show. So I want to give you the opportunity to look in the camera and address whichever audience that you feel like needs to be addressed, and say what you think they need to hear.
Okay, I feel, first of all, I think black men who harass, you need to realize that your methods are not working. If you want to get black men's attention, harassment is not the way. Show some respect. You cannot call me your sister when you do not treat me like your sister. You know, don't treat me like an object. Treat me like an individual, because I am someone's daughter, I am someone's sister, I am someone's aunt, I am someone's relative, I am someone's friend. And for you to demean me and humiliate me and treat me like this, that's not how you treat your sister. More black men need to step up and start showing respect to black women. And speaking of people in general, like bystanders, I think if you see harassment happening, stop ignoring it. Ignoring it is not the answer. Turning the other cheek and acting like you don't see anything going on, that's not cool with me. If you don't feel comfortable intervening, call the police. But if you do feel comfortable intervening, you don't have to start whipping out punches and kicks, to put a harasser in his place. You can take that person who's being harassed, pretend you know that person, pull her aside and let her know, we got some catching up to do, and get her out of that situation. That's how you can help. The thing is, the community needs to stop acting like everyone, like the only person in the world is themselves, is that himself or herself. People are too egotistic and solipsistic, and people need to start opening up to the community. Stop ignoring your neighbors and just learn how to communicate and open up and get along.
Thank you so much, Dienna Howard. It was a pleasure having you, and I know the words that you just spoke is going to touch a young girl or a guy, and they're going to be like, she's right, this is wrong, and we want to take a stand and say something. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.